Now the unit is prepped, it is time to wire it up. Take the grey Cat5e cable that was sent with the unit. Clip off the cable ties and connect one end to the central display. Take the grey Cat5e cable that was sent with the unit. Clip off the cable ties and take one end to the central display. Using the cable glands at the bottom of the unit, feed the cable through. You can also use the knockouts around the unit to feed the cable through, depending on how you would like to install it.
Take the cable ends and using the colour guide printed on the PCB, install the wires into the terminal. Using a terminal screwdriver, clamp each wire into the terminal. Here is also where you can install the power cable, installing it through the glands and into the terminal. The CDU is now all wired up. However, you can see that there's 2 relays and a beacon. This is where you can wire these up. This is where you can set up the 2 relays for the AX60 system, setting up something such as a fan. You can use the normally open, normally closed and common lines to do this, and you can also wire up a 0 to 12 volt or 0 to 24 volt beacon if purchased.
The other end of the cable now needs to be installed into the sensor unit. The sensor units work on a daisy chain system. If the system has more than one sensor, you need to double up the wires from sensor to sensor. To wire up sensor 1, feed the cable through the cable glands and using the PCB guide, put the wires into the terminal and clamp them down. You will also notice there are 2 separate terminals on the sensor unit. One is for the central display unit. Here is where you would double up the sensors. The other is where you would wire up the alarm. Here you would use one side of the alarm's Cat5 cable to wire up to the sensor. You will notice the blue and white cable is an addition in the alarm terminal on both the alarm and sensor side.
Repeat the steps above for all sensors attached in your system. You can have 4 sensors attached in your AX60 system and up to 8 alarms. We recommend testing the system to make sure it all works before closing everything up and screwing it back on. And finally, screw the CDU onto the wall, and that's the AX60 done.